What's going on, YouTubers? This is Harry, aka the Brand Builder, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about how you can make money without a job. Now, I have a three-step process to doing this, and both step 1 and step 2 are going to be very confusing or undesirable. So, be careful. However, leave your feedback in the comments below if you have questions or comments. If you agree and or disagree with me, please feel free to join the discussion, and maybe you can enlighten me rather than me enlighten you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like the information, and tap the bell to get notifications, just in case the email doesn't reach your inbox. But if you'd also like to, you can follow me on Twitter, just in case you're not on YouTube all the time. And I'm always tweeting most of the time. So the link to my Twitter is going to be below. You can follow me on Twitter. So let's dive into this really fast. And keep in mind that 1 and 3 are going to be confusing. So let me start with number 1. Step number 1 to how to make money without a job is you start while working a job. I know that's not something you want to hear. Some people are like, I want to make money without a job so I can quit my job right now. 2 problems. 1, that's unrealistic for most. Some people can pull it off. I actually communicate with someone who pulled it off, but it's not likely for the common person. And 2, that could be very disastrous unless you have a talent for living below your means and you have a very good savings. In other words, if you have a lot of money put away in the bank, you got a huge savings account with quite a bit of money in there where you can live off of your savings for the next 2 to 3 years, then you can probably pull it off. So basically what you'll be doing is living off your savings for a while as you start building your ability to do that. But since there's problems with that, this is why I wanted to talk about this strategy, which I am going to call SRO. Start while working a job. So while you're working your job, because I know some people, you want to get out of your job, the politics of the job environment are not conducive to your health, your mental health, your physical health, so on, so forth. Maybe you just don't want to be there. Well, start while working that process. Step number 2, record, analyze, and refine your process. I know you guys are like, you didn't give me a lot of information yet. Well, the details are going to be below in the steps. You can use your imagination. You can ask questions. You can subscribe to the channel. Maybe I'll make additional parts to this, so I'll talk about this in another video. But what am I recording? What am I analyzing? What am I refining? What processes? Can you tell me what processes I can do? Everyone's different. So not everything I'll tell you is going to fit you in particular. All right? So there's a lot of different things you can do outside of your job that can help you get out of your job or not. Because the topic of this video is how to make money without a job. Doesn't mean you don't work a job. It also doesn't mean that you have to leave your job. It's just how to make money without a job. If you add the job on there, now you have 2 sources of income. If you already have a job, as in step 1 says start while working a job, which can give you the idea that, hey, I'm not talking about quitting your job and doing this. I'm talking about making money without a job, meaning that making money without your job, even though that's making you money. You could do both. I have a friend that has a business that makes him quite a bit of money per month, and he works a regular job, but he doesn't want to leave his job yet. I asked him about it. He says, why? What I have is doing pretty good. Why bother? Okay, so number 3, optimize process until source outperforms job. Okay, so the reason why I said number 1 and number 2, actually number 1 and number 3, sorry. Number 1 and number 3 are very confusing is because the messages almost seem to contradict themselves, but they don't if you pay attention here. Start while working a job. Optimize process until source outperforms your job. So if you're going to optimize the process until the source outperforms your job, does that mean that it's time to quit your job? Now, for the people who are going to use this method to quit your job, number 3 is going to be completely accurate. However, it is really just a guideline so that if you want to leave your job, you can, and you can follow number 3, which is just a tip. Optimize process until source outperforms job. Now, number 2 is really going to help balance 1 and 3. Why? Record, analyze, and refine your process. When I said analyze, there are more ways to make money without a job than most people know. Some of those ways could be weaning yourself away from the labor asset. For example, we all know that a job is basically labor, right? Trading your time for money. What if your way of making money without a job has nothing to do with you per se? Let's suppose you had an apartment building that you own, and maybe in that apartment building you had 25, 30 apartments, and you had a manager. And in that apartment building, you really don't have to talk to anybody. Your manager's doing all the work for you. You don't have to talk to anyone at all, right? So now that you're not talking to anyone and your manager is managing the business for you, you don't really have to do anything at all. Your manager is taking care of the business. All you're doing is getting checks and you're making a lot of money. Now, if you don't really have to get involved much and you have your accountant to pay your taxes and all that other stuff, and you could just hang out with your family and do whatever you want or focus on your job. Now, let's just suppose you have a job that you really enjoy doing. Let's suppose you're an architect or a doctor or a lawyer. Or you're just very passionate, but you just want to make money without a job to optimize your income sources. Then do it. That's why 3 and 1 are going to be confusing, because this strategy is supposed to work for everyone. I wanted to condense a strategy that would work for everybody, no matter what part of the scale you're on. If you're working in a low income job, right, and you need to make extra money, or you really can't stand your job and you need to get out of working your job because it's not the job of your dreams or you don't enjoy your job, you're going to use this process to leave your job, to do whatever you need to do, become an entrepreneur, lead your way into a new position or a new field of study or work. Now, you can also use labor for yourself, which is creating a part-time business such as you can even do, like, for example, you can write books and sell them independently. You can sell items online through Amazon, eBay. Um, you could do YouTube. You could do many different things. You can invest in the stock market, or you can do dividend growth investment, which is the best if you ask me. I'm more into stocks that pay a dividend. You could do a lot of different things. So it doesn't always require labor, but you can also do labor, right? So investing is obviously something that you can do without labor. So maybe while you're investing, you can continue working a job until your investments outperform your job, and then you can determine to yourself whether or not you want to do both. Or maybe you want to free yourself up from some time. Or maybe you want to leave your full-time job and get a part-time job because your investments have outperformed your job. So the financial requirements, you've superseded the financial requirements. Now you can move on to what you'd like to do with your time. So maybe you can get a part-time job, working part-time, and making your money through investments in order to pay your bills, right? Or to live off of. So wherever you are in this spectrum, either of those things, all this step is going to work for everybody. Now let's suppose you're like a doctor or a surgeon and a specialist, and you make like, $300,000 or $400,000 a year. Let's suppose $250,000 a year, for example. And maybe you just want to invest in real estate, invest in the market, stocks, bonds, and all that other stuff. You want to do dividend growth and do some real estate and stuff like that. You can do that as well, right? So you're in the market and you're investing in real estate. You have some tenants. You have stocks paying you dividends every month, and you're increasing your net worth as you go along. And you decide to yourself, I love being a doctor, or I love being a lawyer. I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing. I just want to make more money. Then you're still making money without a job. It's just that you still have your job, and that extra money is not dependent on your job to make. So I know you think that doesn't make sense, but look at step one. Step one helps the title make more sense. Start while working a job. So that validates everything. I'm done with this video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Make sure you comment below, ask any questions. Remember this step, SRO. It'll be helpful. And you guys have a great one, and enjoy your holidays, enjoy your new year, enjoy everything. And I hope the best for everyone. Thank you to everyone who is subscribing to the channel. Thank you for the help and helping me grow, and enjoy.